Welcome back to the Shut Up and Dill podcast. This is a very, very special episode because we have Seth from 002 with us today. Can you say hello, Seth?
Hey, everybody.
And as everybody knows, I'm one of your co-hosts, Nikki. We also have Vivi.
Hi.
And Jimbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we are at a special location today, too. We are at Cranky Pickle, which is located in New Braunfels, Texas. And Jimbo, tell us a little bit about Cranky Pickle.
Yeah, so Cranky Pickle, it's I think they've just over a year. I remember seeing their anniversary on
It's been
Facebook.
a year.
Yeah, so they've been open a year. Really nice place if you haven't been. But yeah, they offer, they have an open play schedule. They have lots of coaches. They have a couple of different coaches. Hector. They have Coach Martin Robertson, and then I think Brad. Yeah. So they have, they're open Monday through Sunday, Monday through Fridays like 7 to 10. Friday nights it's like 7 to midnight.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And they've got a wide range of open play, challenge courts, some invite-only stuff, which you can reach out to us and get on that list. There's a intermediate and advanced playing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's good stuff. We're actually in the paddle tap. I wish you guys could see the setup here, but there's ping pong table, foosball tables. They've got tap beer. They've got all kinds of stuff to offer. But it's a great place. Nice courts. They've got 5 courts, 1 championship-sized court, and we're ready to go. Why do y'all keep looking at each other? What's going on? What am I missing?
Nothing.
This is my first time here, and it's beautiful. It's great. They got really nice courts.
It's
permanent nets. Seems like a really good vibe here.
Yeah. It's very nice. Yeah, if you could see the amount of players out there right now, you probably wouldn't be surprised the way pickleball is going right now. But it's just nice. We caught some good weather, and everybody's out and about. So, real nice place. They've also got a playground for kids. So bring your kids. I know we've brought some young ones out here that enjoy just kind of hanging out. Got swing sets. They've got spike ball.
Spike ball, yes.
Spike ball is always a big hit. Ping pong table, foosball tables, darts. But yeah, playground. I mean, you can come play pickleball. Kids enjoy the playground. Trey and Robin Golden are just great people, great hosts. So congratulations to them on a year, and they keep it going. They've got some tournaments on their schedule and stuff like that. Check them out on their socials.
Yeah.
Cranky Pickle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, this episode is about a few things, but we'll kick off with 002. So obviously we've kind of had a partnership with you guys for a while. We really enjoy all of the tournaments that you hold. Normally, we're the ones kind of giving an overview of what's coming up, but Seth, will you give us an overview of what's coming up?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to take the time to say thanks. 002, we love y'all's podcast. We all listen to it. Love what you guys bring to kind of the amateur pickleball space, and it's really cool. We love supporting you guys. Everyone that we talk to saying that, talking about your podcast, they always say how good you guys are. Great people. So we're really proud to support y'all, and hopefully continue to see you guys do really well. Going forward, we have our San Antonio Shootout. Showcase. San Antonio Showcase.
I did the same thing on the last one. We haven't dropped it yet, but I did the same thing.
So we were at San Antonio Showcase, March 8th through the 10th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday is going to be singles. It's going to be a round-robin draw for singles. And then Saturday, Sunday is going to be a team event. MLP style, 2 guys, 2 girls. It's be $1,000 purse prize. Everyone's guaranteed Saturday play and Sunday play.
Okay.
So we're looking at doing round robin.
Yeah.
You're gonna have consolation draw for Sunday if they're not in, whatever. Or
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All
So
right.
the plan right now is round robins all the way through on Saturday. Everyone will advance. The top 8 will advance to bracket play.
Okay.
And the lower, if there's 12 teams or 16 teams or however many teams, they will still play for a consolation draw.
Okay.
Those eight teams will be seeded according to how they play on Saturday. It'll just be a single elimination kind of bracket play from that.
Nice.
Everybody's
guaranteed 2 days then.
Everyone's guaranteed 2 days. We're also playing with right now possibly just having like a compass draw basically for that second day.
Okay.
So it's still elimination bracket play, but if you lose, you're going to continue to keep playing.
Right.
So everyone, I believe, is going to get 4 matches if there's 8 teams.
Nice.
Right.
So it'll play all the way through, and you seed yourself 1 through 8 at the end of that.
Great.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Nice.
That should be
good.
pretty sweet.
It's not one and done on
Exactly.
Even
On the
if you don't
second
win
day.
money, you're still going to be there playing. You're going to get your money's worth, basically.
and that's our goal, is to get good players on the court as much as we
Right,
can.
right.
They're spending the time, the money. They're spending the night, 1 or 2 nights.
Right.
So make sure we give them some play on both Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that's why we love you guys.
I saw something too. Maybe you sent it over to us, or maybe it was on one of the socials. But that same tournament, you're going to have maybe looking at scheduling matches?
Yeah.
You know, depending on the size of draws, obviously. But
Yeah.
you kind of have an idea of when you're going to start. And when
It's already been drawn out. So we have everyone's matches for Saturday and Sunday fully
Nice.
scheduled out
All
of
right.
what window they're going to play. And that it will change depending on how many teams actually sign up.
Right.
But we'll know that once the registration closes, give us a couple days, we can push out a schedule. Teams will know pretty much on the hour when they'll play, as long as we don't get backed up. So I think that's a really big benefit of having this team concept is the scheduled matches. You're not at the courts
Yeah.
for 8, 9, 10 hours,
Right.
not knowing when you're going to play,
Yeah.
sometimes sitting for 10 minutes, sometimes jumping right back on the court, sometimes sitting for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a good idea. I hadn't seen that at any of the amateur tournaments I've
Yeah.
played at. So
Yeah, so the team event you could really schedule, you could block out, it's an hour and a half
Right.
piece, and you could really schedule out your matches.
That's nice. And you have a new partnership, right? Don't you? We have I think we do. I hope
Break
I'm
it.
not like breaking anything
Break the
or
news.
doing anything crazy. So, what ball will we be using?
That's right.
Let me ask that.
So we've partnered with Selkirk. We're going to be using their Pro S1. We've been using the Franklin 40 for a while, and we've been really happy with it. Sometimes in the summer the ball gets squishy, and so we liked a ball that was a little more consistent with the weather, something that was a little faster, something that, our mission statement is to provide unique, competitive, and vibrant tournaments. And one of the ways we could do that is just changing things up and trying to stay relevant to kind of what's new in pickleball. And I think that Selkirk ball does that. And a lot of people we've talked to love the ball. They say it plays really well.
Oh, nice. I haven't tried it yet.
we
exciting.
played with it for the first time last night. That's
you
what
think?
we were playing with.
Oh.
It was nice. I kept looking at it because it's got like one of the little
holes.
small
Oh,
holes in it.
yes.
But it played pretty good. I don't think we broke one. It got chilly. I don't think it broke. I don't think it deformed too much. I know when we first got here, I think I went through 3 Duras in the first game, honestly, until
Especially in cold days.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What do you guys normally play with?
Usually, I mean, in the summertime, it's a Dura.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, colder weather, it's been a Franklin. They still break.
right.
We played Yola at.
We did play Yola.
Played Yola
last
at
tournament.
one
Yeah.
of the at the WPT at the Oasis.
Yep.
It was cold, man, and I still have that Yola. It's still in my.
It did
was
not
a
break.
game ball. It was
Yeah.
a game ball from our round robin draw. So we used it, man, in the 25-degree weather, and it's still
break.
there.
Yeah.
Didn't
It
break.
looks like looks like somebody put a hammer to it in different spots because it's like a triangle now, but it didn't break.
It just deformed.
It played well. It
I
played
don't
well
want to
though.
say that.
played
Like, it
pretty
was
well.
really cold.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
kind of
really
heavy.
cold, so-
Kind of a heavier ball.
Yeah.
So along with that sponsorship, they're doing a lot of free giveaway for paddles.
Oh, nice.
So I think they're going to provide a couple paddles for giveaways for the tournaments, and I think it's good also to just kind of partner ourselves with Selkirk, right?
Yeah.
It's a reputable company. So is Franklin.
Yeah.
But we've been really happy with Franklin. But I think it's time for us to make
Yeah.
the change. And
Yeah, I think, I'll speak for all of us, but I know for me in particular, that you guys always are evolving and always looking for feedback on what people think. So you're willing to try something. So we will try the Selkirk ball.
absolutely.
Nice.
So keeping it in line with 002. Okay, so we have the upcoming tournament. You mentioned that the draws are all put out, like they're all put together. Now, do you do that? Is that your role, or is that Lauren or Amy's? Like, what's the roles that y'all play?
Yep. So we come with a team of 3. Amy's our director of marketing. So she runs flyers. There's a lot of the email promos. She runs our website. She designed our website. She runs our social media. She runs a lot of our advertising and just getting our stuff in front of players. She takes point on kind of the Instagram, everything Instagram feeds. I'll sometimes jump on there, and you could tell the difference in the stories. If it's one of hers or one of mine, you can tell. If I'm posting or if she's posting. But she takes care of all the marketing, and she kills it with that stuff, and she really enjoys it and enjoys the left side brain creative stuff. And
Nice.
She really enjoes that.
Yeah, she does well at it.
Yeah, she does.
Next story I see of y'all, I'm gonna comment and say Seth.
who it is.
Seth. Yeah, that's right.
Brought to you by Seth.
Y'all will know if it's me or her. And then so on the day of the tournament, her husband Jason takes over. He's at the check-in desk for us. So it's really nice to have some continuity at the check-in desk, a familiar face when players come and check in for the tournament. He's kind of aware of the venue, the layout, and kind of able to talk on brand for us to players checking in. So he steps up for that. And then tournament day, Amy does the photography stuff, and then she also helps at the tournament desk.
Okay.
And then Lauren is our director of finance. She runs kind of the money, budget money, any sort of liability stuff she deals with. And then on the day of the tournament, she is the backbone behind making sure the computer systems work. And anytime scores get turned in, people are on courts, she's the mastermind behind that. She understands the software side of it better than anybody I know. So it's nice that come tournament day, I know we're taken care of through her. I just try to stay out of the way.
Right.
And so for me, it's just I kind of run the operations stuff as far as designing the tournaments, the venue, the ball, the formatting, the player communication, and kind of the tournament as a bigger picture and just running the operations besides that. And all three of us kind of work together really well. I'm oftentimes jumping on their stuff and they're jumping on mine. We work really well together, and
Nice.
they're great.
It's a good team. Like we've always said, even before we started podcasts, like, y'all's tournaments have been like the smoothest. I remember even like going to the quarries and playing indoor, and
I remember
this
that.
is nice. I think the lights went out one time.
They did. I remember
no
that.
fault to you guys.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
But yeah, I think ever since we started playing any 002 tournaments, it was like, man, this is how tournaments,
Appreciate it.
like should be ran. Coming from, like, I played a lot of competitive softball, and those tournaments ran pretty smooth. But then, like, once you start playing pickleball and go to a lot of tournaments, it's like, man, like, get it together.
Yeah. Our job is to try to stay out of the way for you guys just to play and enjoy your time.
'Cause all you guys play, right? Everybody?
We play outside of the tournaments. That's
Yeah.
maybe the biggest downside of this
Right.
business is not being able to play in tournaments.
In tournaments.
How often do you actually get to play? Just rec. Not
Recreationally?
like actively, but just rec.
Once every 2 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not near. I was on the court 2, 3, 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Life changes a little bit. And
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
so-
I get that. I think I've played once a week for, I don't know, since our last tournament. I can't get more than one hit in a week right now. Yeah.
How often are you guys on the court?
2 to 3 times. Like, the idea is 3 times, but sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's last minute on Saturday night. It's like, hey, let's go hit, and that maybe make 3 or 4. But I try to at least get a couple in.
Well, recently for me, I feel like it's only been like 1 or 2 times a week, sadly. But life,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Life changes.
life changes exactly. So,
Yeah.
but it used to be much more.
Yeah.
Same thing, 3, 4 times a week. But
Yeah, and it's beginning of the year we had one tournament, but it usually gears up when tournaments are coming around. That month or a couple of weeks before, we try to get out a
Absolutely,
little
ramp
more
up a
often,
little
and at least go drill for an hour, a couple days a week, whether we play rec or not. Is we try to not think about that and try to just
drill.
Just drill.
That's important.
Yeah.
It's winter too.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not that fun playing outdoors. There's really not indoor facilities here. I mean, there is, but not a large quantity of them. So, yeah. So it's
Starting to see them
kinda
come
hard.
in a little bit, though.
Yes, there's more courts coming to San Antonio and some indoor facilities. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I think Austin got the first boom, but San Antonio's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm interested in Austin and see how the rooftop courts are.
I was just about to
especially in the
say,
summertime,
yeah.
man. Jeez. I mean, anyway.
Are you saying you're interested in doing it, or you're like interested in if people?
Well, I would like to do it, but it's just got to be like
That's
the
so
heat
hot.
has to be so radiating on the top of the roof.
Yeah,
But I don't know, man. I'm sure it'd be jam-packed.
Packed it still
that's the
4
place
o'clock in
to
the
play
afternoon.
in the winter. Like, get out there. Like, it's. I don't know about doing that in the summer. It's
Yeah.
got to be cooler.
It's got to be nice though at nighttime. We haven't been, but at nighttime with the skyline lit up, it's got to be pretty neat place to play.
I wonder if I would get nervous up there. I don't really love heights.
Do you like? Yeah, I was say, how do you do with heights?
It's so funny because, like, and he's seen it happen. But like, I grew up on the carnival, so I rode a lot of rides, and I did like the Ferris wheel, and I lived on these things. But now, if you get me on a Ferris wheel, like, I get petrified, like shaking. I don't want anybody to move. He got so upset the last time we did it because he was like, "What's the fun in that?" And I'm like, "Nobody move. Nobody move an inch." We were sitting perfectly still. Nobody move. He's like, "What's the fun in that?"
Yeah.
Well, I did it. Y'all just had to put up with me. So I don't know how I'd do on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it'd be a bad place to like cramp up in the summertime or like.
I'm sure there's
it's a
plenty
long,
of space.
It's a long way down.
Always down, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, okay. So you mentioned that you are a regular listener. Obviously, we have a partnership, but that doesn't necessarily mean you listen.
I do. Everyone.
So yeah, you do though. I know that you guys do because we get the feedback of like, hey, we really like this, or what about bringing this up in the future. So we're going to put you on the spot, okay, and ask you. Let's talk about one of the shows that we talked about. What's one of the shows that we've done that you have an opinion on?
Yeah. Y'all's last episode.
Okay.
You guys talked a little bit about DUPR.
Okay.
I resonate with you guys a lot with that I see the fluctuation and trying to seed a player, identify what skill level that player is when their DUPR goes a 4.2, which you are not a 4.2.
Jimbo. He's looking at Jimbo right now for those not on video.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm not anymore. Now it's today
well,
I jumped up.
It is very
Yeah,
fitting.
now you're a
Today, that's
4.6.
right,
He's a
that's
4.6.
right.
What did
Extremely
what did I
fitting we're
do?
talking about this today because DUPR realigned. Is this where they went to the point values
Yeah.
for matches? Is that what happened today?
So it was
So, yeah.
it was points values. It was the length, how long ago you played your match. Is my understanding. It matters more. There's more
okay.
weight on it if you played it more recent.
Nice. All right. I'm okay with that. I can do that.
There was I think 4 points on their email. I kind of read through it a little bit, but it seemed like it might adjust some things. But I still think the fluctuation isn't the best for tournament play.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys on that. I wish they had something super, which is static universal pickleball rating, or something more consistent. Talked to a lot of people this last week since I listened to y'all's pod, kind of what their thoughts with UTPR and also pickleball brackets, their kind of rating system,
Right.
and seeing if that's something valuable for us to move forward into tournaments with.
Yeah.
Kind of what a lot of the feedback from people I really respect, and I know they know a lot about the game. The universal tennis rating system is still a little behind.
Yeah.
One player that plays regularly in our tournaments, he's easily a 5-0 player. In this UTPR system, he's, I think, like a 3.8 or a 4.2 or something like that. It's just so far behind.
Yeah.
Right? And
Is
they don't
that
have
just
the
because they
data
don't have enough
points.
data points?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes sense.
And I think maybe eventually they'll catch up.
Yeah.
They just need the data points or data points.
That was the deal with nationals, right? Like,
Exactly.
You had the 5-0s, a lot of 5-0s and 4-5s playing in 3-5, and but it's not to the player's fault. It's not. I don't think there was sandbagging intentions. I think it's just the rating system. I think people actually tried to like play in a higher division in nationals or whoever
Yeah.
it is says no, you play what your
Rating is,
what your
yeah.
rating is. Yeah.
And then I know Pickleball Brackets has a system, a rating system inside their software.
It's like self-rating though, kind of.
So there is the self-rating, but then there's also a rating system depending on how they're doing tournaments, right? And so a lot of people I've talked to say the feedback is pretty good for that. They just, again, don't have a lot of data points for it. The downside I see with that is it's only people progress, as you guys have talked about in your podcast, people progress in a 6-month period considerably. They could be a 3-5, all the way go up to a 4-2 in a 6-month period, while not necessarily even playing in a tournament. And so if you try to use pickleball brackets, which only acknowledges tournament play, it might not capture the picture of who the player is in rec, in leagues, and other small tournaments that don't report on pickleball brackets. So I don't know. Right now, there's not a good system. I know DUPR's got funding. DUPR's now officially aligned with MLP PPA. I know they're trying to fix things. I think it's the best we've got. I don't necessarily think it's the best answer, or it might be the best answer. It's just not a great answer.
It's just not there yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're still doing a single rating, right?
They are doing
it's
a
just single rating.
So it's still not a mixed.
Yeah.
Like Danny.
It'll eventually. I think it'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
I do. I think they'll eventually split off and say, okay, you have at least split off the mixed rating.
Yes.
And have a gender specific and a mixed rating.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in some form of a static rating. That's necessary. Like I mentioned, if you want to be some litmus point for a tournament, you have to have some static version of what you're doing. Because you mentioned this as you were coming in and we were just chatting, that now you have to look at the San Antonio tournament and see, because they've reassessed and reconfigured what people are rated, some teams no longer qualify for the division that they actually were originally in.
Yeah. So we got a couple messages today with that exact thing. DUPR just came out with their email and their announcement today, and sure enough, we got a couple teams, two teams that just instantly said, hey, we're no longer in this, we never qualify for this division. So it is something that we're definitely going to have to discuss here in the next couple weeks.
Ooh, I wonder if y'all are one of those teams.
I don't know. I'll have to calculate it tonight, maybe.
You can do it online. You can't get the DUPR app again.
No.
You
I
have to go to the
know.
website.
Yeah, don't worry, y'all.
Well, we have a new topic today. So unless we have any more comments on DUPR, I know we did a whole show, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you're probably right that it's not the best answer, but it's kind of the best answer right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just another change. Just I don't know. We talked about this, but another change kind of is a sign we don't know. Kind of. But yeah, I mean, overnight without playing like that jump, and I'm just curious. I want to get on the app and see how the teams have or how the players that I know have jumped up. Because I'm sure if I jumped, then I hadn't done too well in tournaments lately. But if I jumped, then
everybody jumped.
Everybody jumped.
Is there really a difference? So that would be the
no,
second
there's
question: is everybody jumps?
Everybody
Just
jumps.
The still
It's the
point
same.
spread is the same.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's just all those. The 4.7s and 4.8s
just-
we talked about last week are like 5.5.
5-2 now.
I'm just kidding.
Everybody's going to be a 6-0.
I remember our first tournament we did, it was 2020, maybe 2021. It was a small tournament, Bear Creek Country Club in Georgetown. And everyone there who played, I don't know if you guys played there.
I didn't. We signed up for one. We got rained out. That might have been the same.
Maybe that same weekend. We ended up rating everyone ourselves. So and this was 2020. This is before any real rating system was out there, right? And it's like, oh, we've seen him play before. I think he's a 3-4, and I've seen him. He beat him, so he's a 4-2. And it was.
He did one digit,
Wow.
not 3 digits.
We
Well, I
tried
was wondering if we went to 4 digits now. Was that in the new release?
It was, it was interesting. We didn't seed it that way. It was more like we had a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And if they fell in a bracket, I think is how we did it. It was a while ago. But it's fun to see kind of where the rating system has gone.
That's wild. It wasn't that long ago, but yeah, I mean, that's the way it was. I almost feel like, just kind of eyeballing players, you kind of, I don't know. I think we all can put a number on somebody, just based on, you know, what you see on the court. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know if you know, just tournament history and stuff like that. I think it's more of, you know, knowing a player and seeing a player, watching movement and skills and paddle position and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that tells a lot more than the number.
So let me turn the question to y'all.
Okay.
How would you guys rate? How would you guys seed a tournament, given y'all's stance on DUPR, given y'all's stance on kind of the rating systems? What would be a
But I have an example of this because we did this once, actually. I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but I'll talk about it because we did this.
You're talking about the tournament we threw for
Yeah,
the birthday?
for y'all's
Well,
birthday.
actually,
yes.
well, okay, yeah.
You know,
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we went to DUPR, right? And we had an even amount of men and women. We basically wanted to do mixed teams, and we had that up until, you know, the day of the tournament. A couple ladies had to drop out, so ended up with a couple extra guys. And we went through DUPR, and we got, you know, DUPR's as even as possible. But then what we did is, you know, and I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but, you know, we looked at the 4.7 females, and we rated them about the same as a 4.5 male.
Yeah.
We actually did it like a 4.2. We took a half a point off.
Yeah, we took a half point off female.
Yeah.
And, you know, basically just, you know, I mean, we tried to go with DUPR as even as possible, but then we also felt
We
like
looked at it. We were
let's put this guy and this guy together, and they can compete with this mixed team and that mixed team, and then we can put these two guys together. And I actually teamed with a guy. Like, I was one of the guy teams.
Yes, you
I think
were.
there was a couple, and it was a mixed team that ended up winning. I think Vivi ended up. But yeah, it was all based on. I mean, we tried to go on DUPR, but then we kind of intervened with you know, with our just knowledge of the player themselves, and then we handicapped the women that were 4.75 and basically gave them a 4.25 rating.
Yeah.
And then I think we had like maybe close to 5.0 female and handicapped her at like 4.5, you know, so just to even it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got the knowledge from DUPR.
the baseline from there?
Yeah, we did. And it was really competitive, I thought.
I agree. I thought all the matchups were really like even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we only had one or two teams that maybe weren't as competitive, but overall, everyone was like, it was, and it took a long time. The tournament took longer than we thought it was going to.
They usually do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We did like 2 out of 3, and then we did back draw 2 out of 3.
We did, yeah. We were very fair. But it was a money tournament. So I really respect you for putting that stuff together because we did that. He was like, oh, I want to play, you know, like a little tournament. And I was like, okay, tell me what you want. I'm going to get it done, right? So I was like, we're doing a mixed cash tournament. Like,
fun, though.
we're going to have a cash prize. And, man, it took a lot of work. We were going through DUPR and then relining it up. And then I had to draw out the draws. And, but it went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But
I know on
what we did.
our side, we I think it's been 3 tournaments in a row of our bigger tournaments. There's a group of 4 gals that always pair together. They're best friends. They all play together on normal rec play, and they always end up playing each other in the second round of play. And they always ask to like, hey, can you change the scores? Can you move matchups? We play with them twice a week.
Yeah.
And our stance is always like, we have to be black and white. We can't add subjectivity into this, even though DUPR is very fluctuate, and we can't add.
They
any
add enough
subjectivity.
themselves.
We can just go black and white, whatever DUPR is, rack and stack everybody.
Yeah.
And we have to go off of that because the second that you start introducing we got to mix this matchup and change this and add subjectivity to this.
Yeah.
In my opinion, your brackets are broke.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
at a bigger scale.
Yeah.
For a larger tournament.
Tournaments have to be impartial.
I feel like you have to.
They
with the
really have to
rating,
be
and
impartial.
it's-
Yeah. I mean, if you want to run a good tournament that people know is fair, you have to be impartial. So, all right, new segment, new section, new conversation piece. So, interesting fact that we learned through Dink Pickleball. Is that
It was the Dink.
The Dink.
Yeah,
the Dink?
put out an
But doesn't it,
article.
like their social site is it just the Dink or it's Dink, the Dink Pickleball? Do you remember? Either one. Go to it. You can find them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really interesting fact that Jimbo and I had a lot of conversation around the other day is that there are less than 1% of the players of pickleball actually watch pro pickleball. And I can pull up the numbers behind it, but I thought we could talk about like why do we think that is? Because there's millions of pickleball players. One, I don't know where they get that number, but two, let's say that there are this many millions of pickleball players. Less than 1% actually watch pro matches. And why do we think that is?
Yeah, well,
really low.
yeah. First of all, like you said, I think the number, what is it? 30? Is it 30 million? Is it in the
Players?
U.S.? Yeah, 30 million.
Yeah, it was.
In the U.S. alone?
Yeah, it's a really shocking number. I'm looking
That
it
was
up.
Steve
So if you
Kuhn's
could-
like goal, right?
vision,
It was like
right? Yeah.
30.
20, 30, 40 or something
Yeah,
like that by
yeah.
20.
Yeah, it's y'all keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
But
so.
yeah, number one, like you said, I think that number is probably exaggerated.
I got it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
36.5 million pickleball players in the U.S. And they came out with a new statistic today that China is going to take over that.
Seen that.
Right? Did you see that? So, yeah, because China has now decided that this is going to be their paddle sport, not U.S. Anyways, 36.5 million.
Oh,
Big news.
Only
yeah.
the most viewed PPA Tour match on YouTube was 491,000. So that's less than 1%.
No, it's a
Oh,
little
okay.
more
Well,
than
I think that's.
No, less than 1%. Okay, you do the math.
Well, so I think the number is probably, I think like, it's like saying, me and my son went out and kicked the soccer ball around. We're soccer players, right? So I think this number is probably from anybody that's picked up a paddle or bought a paddle at Walmart or, Saturday night went to Chicken and Pickle and, borrowed some paddles and played for an hour or, went to a work function that was involved with pickleball. I think the number's exaggerated quite a bit. But for me, like I'm a viewer. Like I will watch, when pickleball's on, I'm going to watch it. That number, I think, is just. I think it's probably marketing. Like, how do you, if you don't play and if you hadn't watched the last tournament, then when do you know like the next tournament's going to be on? If you're not on Facebook or Instagram, I think the marketing for those tournaments and the broadcasts are. I think it's probably under-marketed, under-advertised. I think that's why that number's as low as it is. But also, I think it's as high as it is. I think that comes from a lot of competitive players that are watching pickleball. It's one way that I feel like my game progressed is watching, watching pros and seeing how they play the game and wanting to, kind of simulate what they're doing on the court. I don't know that everybody at the rec center is, interested in getting, that much better or spending time watching pickleball,
Yeah.
And then also it's, it's Saturday, Sunday afternoon.
Sure.
Like it's
That's
not
That's right.
NCAA football Saturday or NFL Sunday. It's not, it's not the Rangers or the Astros where you want to like tune in and watch a game. I don't know that we watch a whole lot of live pickleball. I mean, we will occasionally on Friday night or something, but most of it's, go back and watch the replay, which is getting harder and harder to do. I could go on, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of why I think it's as low as it is, and I think it's as high as it is because competitive players are tuning in to watch.
Yeah. I think the less than 1% number and the fact that we took that from the amount of views in a YouTube video, I think that makes it super unreliable. Cause like, what about the people who watched a different match, but then didn't watch that match? I don't know. I think that like I would never. Are you looking back to see what it says?
Yeah, I wanted to see if it was saying that because that is an interesting point of, was that viewed while it was happening, or is that the most viewed video
I
ever?
think that's the most viewed video ever.
That's
Yeah.
even more incredible that it's that low. I hate
Yeah,
to say that,
yeah.
but like that's
No,
even
I-
more incredible
Well, I
that it's
think
that
live
low.
is more in the
10,000s, hundreds.
Yeah,
What?
I think it's more in the 5,000 or 6,000s, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if that many people are tuning in live. Maybe Championship Sunday you get it, but
Yeah.
now that's not even a YouTube. That's more on the Pickleball TV or
Yeah.
TV.
I don't like that statistic at
So
all.
you think the numbers are inaccurate?
I think much more. I think pickleball players watch like a lot more pickleball. Like I don't think it's 1%. I think it's much larger.
So let me ask you this, Vivi.
Okay.
Of all of your friends, let's say, whatever age range that may be, whether it's 20 to 14,
Okay.
your friends, do you know of anybody, or I guess what percentage of people do you know that have watched like a professional pickleball match on, streaming?
Okay. I think there I don't know a lot. I know the other ones that play pickleball, but my friends don't. You're right.
Yeah.
But obviously, pickleball is not like huge in the juniors. I mean, it's big, but it's not as big as like y'all. And I think y'all definitely have. I know you watch it at work, and
Whoa. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
and
Yeah, I will have a screen. I'll have a screen going.
yeah, exactly. So and like us, we don't have the time for that. We have practice after school, and we don't have time to be watching pickleball.
Yeah.
But maybe y'all do, and I think that's where that number gets a lot bigger. But, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
just me.
I think junior audience is, a very small percentage of that. Those people tuning in. Yeah.
I think formatting has a little bit to do with it too.
Okay.
I think this MLP style formatting is really appealing to viewers, and I don't think it's been around long enough to really get a good picture if that 1%. If we had a full year like we do now of these MLP team style events at the pro level, I wonder if viewership might go up. And I think you hear a lot of the traditional formatting gets kind of boring. And sure, you have you have the Johns, and you have Anna Lee just dominating the matchups.
Right.
And so it kind of gets very vanilla.
Yeah.
And some of the dink and rallies are long versus MLP formatting. It's alive and it's vibrant. People are cheering and the crowds are involved. And
Right.
it's more of an event, maybe similar to some of the other pro sports we've got.
Yeah.
I think maybe some people just aren't engaged with the traditional formatting tournament.
Yeah.
Might help a little,
Yeah.
might contribute to it a little bit.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think I could agree with that. I think MLP, I feel like there's more live viewers for MLP. Like the crowds are bigger and more, like you said, they're more lively, and it's got an environment in its own self. It's got an energy. PPA, I don't feel like it's the same energy. I also feel like it's too much. If you really want to have spikes in viewership, you've got to lessen the amount of times you're showing it. Because if it's on week after week after week, and sometimes it's every weekend they're doing something, you're like, okay, I'm kind of bored of watching this, and I'm kind of bored of watching the same people.
Yeah.
There just isn't a lot of,
Yeah.
there's not a dynamic thing behind it, But I do think the number is right. I'm a little bit different.
Well, something else that just came to my mind is like, also the thing is like YouTube, you probably scroll through your Instagram feed. I know I do. And like every other post is, probably a match point or
Yeah.
a point in a match. And I think like it's not as intriguing to watch every single point in a match the same way as it is to watch the highlighted points. And I think that counts as watching pickleball. I feel like you can watch a point and it counts as watching pickleball, professional pickleball. I don't think you have to watch a whole entire match to call yourself like a pickleball watcher. Because, like, some people don't watch every single football game at, like, every second of it, but they still watch football. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just me.
And it's interesting. That's kind of where viewership's going. I mean, not all the way, but you know, it's not necessarily on your TV or on your computer, but it can be on your phone, like catching highlights or reels of, you know, from the PPA or from the MLP, and you can say, yeah, I watched the match. I saw it on, you know, I saw it on Facebook. What? You don't think so? No, you don't think that's where we're going?
I think it's a different statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a different data point, right? And I think that is something to pay attention to, is how many people are watching a full game or like when it's aired, how many people are viewing it versus how many people are scrolling and see it. But this is something in social media, period. A like, comment, share is completely different than a view. A view means it popped up onto my screen for a second and I saw it and scrolled on.
Yeah.
That's a view.
Okay, but so is clicking on a video and then clicking right off of it. It's a view.
It's a view. That doesn't mean I actually watched it.
Exactly. So I don't see the difference between clicking on a YouTube video, then clicking out, and then scrolling past an Instagram post. Like, I don't know how the YouTube is more significant than the Instagram post.
No, I'm not saying it's more significant.
Okay.
What I'm saying is it's a totally different statistic than watching a game. Like, actually, like if I'm a football, you mentioned football. If I watch Alabama football and I sit there and watch the game, that's a statistic. I'm one person that watched that game, the full game. Now, if I'm scrolling and see a point and I keep moving on, that's a different statistic. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
I viewed a play, or I viewed part of a play. And that's where social media is tricky. A view doesn't mean that somebody actually engaged in your content.
Right.
It means it populated, and they could have scrolled on, they could have watched the whole thing. So you even get a statistic of how much drop-off you have, of saying, hey, they watched 1 second, they watched 3 seconds, they watched 20 seconds. Like, you get all of that data coming from it. So a view is different than actually watching an entire match.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
saying
different.
the 1% on that statistic is from people watching?
I don't know. It's interesting to know is that, you know, the word viewed in social media is tricky. It's a tricky word because that is different than, that's why every content creator is like, share, comment, because that actually tells them that their audience is engaged. Yeah. View just means it was served up. I can pay for that. We had a conversation about that the other day.
Yeah.
Like, you can pay for views. I can pump some money behind my content. But what I care about is, are people actively watching it? Are they dropping off on it? Are they liking, commenting, sharing? Are they giving us feedback? Are they sending us emails? That's the stuff that matters to me because it means that they're engaged.
Right.
That's different.
Yep.
So, but I either way, I actually think it might be an accurate number because I remember that I think it was JD and Jana that told me, like, you should watch Pickleball. And I was like, what? You can, like, watch Pickleball? They were like, yeah, we watch it all the time. We sit down and actually, like, diagnose the matches, and we have statistics behind it, and we know who's lefty, who's righty, and what combinations make up. They're, like, in deep, right? Shout out to Jana and JD. And I was like, whoa, I have never watched Pickleball. And I don't think it was until, like, a year into our partnership that I was like, maybe I should watch Pickleball. Like, maybe I should learn a little bit more. But before that, I was just fine going out and playing.
Yeah.
I didn't care to watch it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of rec players that don't care to watch it. They're having fun, and they're being, you know, they're out for the day and getting the sun and,
Right.
you know, being fit, and then they're like, okay, I'm done, and I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they just, like I was saying, they may not know, like, just like you, like they may
Yeah.
not know it's a thing, you know, and
Yeah.
maybe something they're missing,
Yeah.
you know. So
Can we talk a little bit though about Pickleball TV?
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah. Engaged.
Well,
I'm interested to know your ideas on Pickleball
is
TV
it
because I have
is it
passionate
fueled
ideas.
by Selkirk or no? Is that something different?
No, Selkirk
know.
has their own.
Yeah.
Selkirk TV.
Yeah, they have their own.
I don't know. It's getting. I don't know. It's getting harder for me to not to watch it, but if if you're watching it live, it's one thing. But like me, I'm one that always will go back and rewatch, and now you go back and rewatch, and there's no rewind or fast forward settings. Wherever you're tuned in, wherever Pickleball TV's at in that in that broadcast, like that's where you got to start it from. So I don't know. It's been the production's great. The advertising's getting better. They do have 24/7 some content. Some drilling, some instructional videos.
Vivi, your face.
What
Was it the
what is
advertising is
Yes.
getting better?
Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
like,
I
what
was
are you-
like,
like,
whoa,
what are
where are
you
you
talking
from?
about?
That is
I
the
don't like-
worst advertising.
It's gotten better since the old
got-
Jigsaw commercials.
The old
and, like,
Jigsaw commercial, and then the
At least
the-
those
the
were
older
like
lady where the
funny.
two-
those
the two
were kind
girls
of
are like-
funny.
No, I think it's gotten better. I think the production's better.
They're like
Okay.
basically representing Lifetime movies on there. That's pretty much what they're selling.
It's come a long way. It's come a long way. But my problem, my biggest issue with it is you can't go back and rewatch. You can't pick up where you left off. You got to pick up wherever. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's a recording setting, but I don't know that there is.
Yeah.
Maybe we just haven't recorded.
I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I think the only benefit is it's one place I know that I can go to watch a tournament and watch the full tournament.
Yeah.
It's not jumping around trying to look at their ad of what I can go to YouTube for this time, and then I got to go to Pluto TV, and I got to go back to YouTube for certain hours of the day.
Yeah.
It's nice to have one place. I don't like you can't pause and go back.
Right.
I did like the YouTube aspect to it, but
Yeah. Vivi?
I like Amazon Prime and I like YouTube. I haven't really used Pickleball TV that much. I don't like that. I mean, unless I can I get Pickleball TV on my TV? Because I don't want to sit and watch things on my phone the whole
Prime.
time.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
on Prime.
It's through Prime.
Yeah.
So Pickleball TV is Amazon Prime.
Amazon
Or
Prime
Amazon
hosts
Prime.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah,
then.
it's
You know,
powered through the. Isn't it through the tennis channel? It's the tennis channel.
Okay,
Made Pickleball TV, but it's presented on Prime only.
It was tough.
See,
it was
now
tough
I don't
to
like
find
it.
in
It's
the
too
first place.
difficult.
And
It
then
was
Tennis
tough to
Channel,
find.
Amazon.
And then I found that like 24 to 48 hours later, they will drop the individual match into YouTube. So you can watch individual matches, but you're 24 to 48 hours behind what's happened.
So if you
in
look
the
at
tournament.
social media, you already know who won what.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Right.
So spoilers are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a pickleball fanatic, so I would try not to look at my phone to see who won. That's right. It's like being on the golf course while the Patriots are playing, and it's like I don't want to know who won until I get home.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that.
you get
You
dings
can't do
and
that.
notifications, and
Yeah.
always spoils it.
Right.
I do not like Pickleball TV at all. I just don't like it at all. I never know what match I'm going to get on there. I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. And the production value is not bad. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, the actual video equipment is good. Outside of that, I'm pretty against it. The commercials are bad. The fact that you can't
I like
rewind
the
a password. Oh. Oh man, I'm gonna start sharing those commercials with you now and text messaging me you like this? Question mark. So, well, anything else? Any other thoughts on maybe why people? I think that I really feel like we should do a poll on this, and I feel like, maybe we could do this at the showcase of just asking the players, do you watch pro pickleball? It's a simple question. You say, do you watch pro pickleball?
Yeah. Tally up the scores and see.
See if it's
I
less
think
than 1%.
I would think tournament players. I think the percentage is going to be much higher than.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could do tournament players, and then we could find a way to do some rec players.
That's cool.
They're out there.
Yeah.
They're out there. They're right here at Cranky Pickle. All right, guys, so I think that's our show. Seth, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It was fun.
Yeah, now we get to go play some pickleball, right? You're playing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're open till
yes,
midnight, right?
Your once in 2 weeks is happening right now at Cranky Pickle. So thank you guys. Check us out on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
Email.
email us. Yeah. Like, share, and comment. Don't just view.
Yep. Yep.
Well, if you've made it this far, then,
Yeah.
well, thank you. You are more than just a viewer to us.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. We're excited about the several tournaments this year that we plan to get in, and yeah, thanks for the Cranky Pickle hosting us.
Yeah. Thank you, Cranky.
Great place. We'll have to do it again. Maybe take our show on the road every now and then.
That's fun. All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.